Wow. It actually worked. All right. I'll go sit over here. Well, my silence. Guess I was taking a minute. Easy. Ain't using the mic yet. Huh. Okay. Took a week off and forgot how to do it. We hold these truths to be self evident that all men are created equal, and they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, among which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Wow. Welcome to American Culture Topics. I'm your host, Mills Lane, looking for Mike Gus, co host, who's, I ain't working with no Mike right now, 707. It ain't plugged up. It's just like a microphone, like. Uh, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit more stuff together. Had to switch up the way we do recordings, thanks to Google doing I say Google, yeah, Google, YouTube, all of them, closing down one of the ways that we were able to live stream. So since they did that, I had to live stream this way, which I don't have a problem with, but it's a little bit limited in the availability and ability. Uh, in essence, trying to keep the small guy down. Or not me, I ain't small, I'm a big dude, but the little guy trying to keep us down. But they can't shut us down forever. Oh no. Oh yeah. So today's topic was going to be about vacation culture. Um, it's a lot with vacation culture. As I try to get things under control, I got no alerts, so I'll see what I can do. But yeah, vacation is an American staple. People go on vacation because if you get a job and you have vacation time, but in essence, it's a way to relax and get away from the everyday life. There's nothing wrong with everyday life, of course, but you just want an opportunity to go out there and do something. So, how do we get to the American culture aspect? Well, it's almost about 1 in 10 of the jobs rely on what we call vacations and tourism and travel. We rely on this as an economic empowerment. When you think about Um, like a city like Philadelphia, for instance, relies on tourism, where they may come and look at our Liberty Bell or Betsy Ross house, things of that nature. It's nice to know that we have those things happening. And salute to Bonnet. Thanks for joining us. So when we look at all of the impacts, is roughly $2.5 trillion of the United States money is tied into travel and tourism. So it accounts for a large chunk of the American gross domestic product, or GDP. So if we don't have travel, we lose out on a lot of money. Some of the best things about vacations are, because we're such in a working society now, it's a nice opportunity to get away from the day to day. And some people, like, sometimes I'm guilty of working a 7-day work week. So you end up having no time to relax. And it's real important that people have a chance to relax sometime. So when you have the opportunity to take a vacation, I just say, whether you go domestic, staying in the United States, or you go far and go international, I would say for the United States, a family could spend up to $3,000. Now, when going international, a family can spend $4,000 per person. So, if you're going to go away, of course, you're going to have your passport and things like that, but you're going to have to save way more money to go outside of the United States than to stay in. Personally, I have not left the United States yet, but I got to get out, and I did go out and get a passport. So hopefully one day I can use that damn thing. So yeah, so we have vacations. My co-host Trap Gardner, he recently was on vacation. I tell you, I wasn't gonna tell nobody where he went. He was like, "You ain't telling where I'll go." Like, if you wanted to tell him, you could tell him. So, but he actually went to Rhode Island. All right, what's a Rhode Island, right? But yeah, it's a vacation, so nothing wrong with that. Took the family, and their travel was by car. And so if you ever noticed, in the United States, the fuel prices tend to go up every summer, and it's tied into the fuel need, that more people are on the road outside of their normal commute, so they're using vehicles and using cars to navigate around the United States. Um, I've encountered foreigners and I know foreigner is such a tough word, but these are people who've decided that they did not have to go. Well, they feel as though an American is kind of sheltered, but what happens is we have such a large land mass, and there's different places for us to go. So we don't have to exactly stay in our state. Our different states actually have a chance to, be bothersome. Wait, words. I said bothersome because I saw it didn't make the cut come in the room. Salute. But we have different places to go, so we're not really tied down to just one particular place. It's nice to know that I can go to California and have a different experience than I would in New York. It's a big, giant difference. Salute to Chris coming in. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so it's nice to have places to go, people to see, things to do, and we have to enjoy our vacation time. So, if anybody's had any places they've been, jump in the chat, and I would love to hear. Also, just knowing that these are the things that we like to do. So, yeah. I was thinking about. Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm trying to do some promotion at the same time. We decided not to. I decided not to go with Instagram or do any promotion this week because I was kind of unsure. Again, thanks to the YouTube changing how we're going to do live streaming from now on. So I'll be working on getting a better setup. I love doing live because it's more fun to interact with the folks that come in the room. But there's also chances where I don't go live and I just make a show, put it out there, and enjoy with. And for those who just joined us late, Trap Gardner is on a. I'm gonna do the Clark. He's on assignment, right? But that happens. So anyway, it is nice to know that our economy is helped greatly by people that come into the United States and for where they want to see Times Square or the Liberty Bell, the Statue of Liberty, or they want to go to Boston. I don't know why they want to go to Boston, but sometimes they want to go to Boston. Things of that nature. So it's nice to know that we have that ability out here. What else? 707 for hotter temps in the summer. They have to use more expensive formula and more ethanol. That's true to help with the gas, but that's what they do. That's what they do. So that's a good idea. It makes sense, but it's also supply and demand. More people are using fuel, so they're raising the price to cut us down a little bit. Salute to Cliff Bravo. Chris says, I like to go places where I can smoke my weed. Vacation for me ain't a vacation. I ain't smoking. Well, think about for years, Amsterdam was like the only place that you could actually go. Now, of course, in America, you can go somewhere in America and find it. I've seen that it's been easy for people to just find it and not getting in any trouble because it's a big market for that stuff. But so it's nice to know that goes on. Amsterdam was the only place that people can go for years, and it'd be interesting if you go to work and they say, "Hey, you were gone for a week. Where were you?" And they say, "Yeah, I was went to Amsterdam for a week." They say, "Oh, okay, yeah, okay," and then they try to walk up on you with a drug test. That's not right. That's not right. Anyway, I definitely did not myself. Salute to Jean-Paul Shelton. This year, I have not enjoyed a vacation. In fact, I don't think I had a vacation in a couple of years. If you want to count a vacation, my version of a vacation is when I went up to Rich House to do that show. Okay, my ass is always working, and I'd be like, yeah, am I broke? Yes, I am. You see that shirt? A lot of money in that shirt, but the shirt costs a lot of damn money. Anyway, all right, because I'm focusing on that shirt too much. But yes, some people, especially when the recession happened, they started going to what we call a staycation. Now, a staycation came up once the what do they call it? The recession happened. So what happened was people would just take their vacation time and stay home. So yeah, I actually adopted that. I usually do like a week in October, and I keep vacation time just in case I can actually take an actual vacation. But I take a week in October, and I turned it into um, what they call a staycation. And this staycation is I kind of timed it with school starting, so I don't have to worry about taking the kids because they're in school, right? Uh, and the wife, I can have the wife with me. She home. Like, okay, we can hang out. Maybe we go to see a movie, go bowling. Enjoy some breakfast or enjoy each other. Okay, these are some of the things that I do on my staycation. I don't get high right now, so that's a good thing. I'm sorry, y'all. I just laugh at some stuff. Um, yeah, but I'm definitely um, for the Americans' sake. Um, some people like we have everything here. Let's pimp our country if you don't mind. Um, so if you like the beach, America has plenty of coastal lines in the East Coast, the South, and on the West Coast. So if you want to surf, be our guest. You can go surfing on the East, the South, or the West. Um, Also, there are things like theme parks now. Just because I am not on vacation doesn't mean my family doesn't take vacations. They go to Six Flags, Dorney Park. It's a place in Pennsylvania. Um, you know, we go to the movies a lot. It's not like we don't go anywhere, but I should say, as far as getting in the car and driving and going to some hotel or where there's a pool, I'm glad I live in a big city where there's pools everywhere. People can go to the pool, take your ass to the pool. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with that. So we also have a lot of people like to hike. When I say a lot of people up in the mountains, um, majority of the Caucasian people, they like to go hiking and in the mountains and camping. Camping is a big economy. Camping brings in lots of multi-millions of dollars. Camping World, you heard of Bass Pro Shops with the fishing and things of that nature. Um, there's people who like to take a week off to go and do hunting. So there's hunting with bow and arrow. There's gun hunting. A lot of people use their vacation time to do these things. It's not always the summer. Sometimes it's the fall. Um, but whatever they do, whatever they're doing, just know they're away from us. I got to show that comment because I don't know why they hit it. That's funny, Chris. Yes, whitewater rafting. Yeah, I mean, don't knock it till you try it. I always learn. I say, what was it, about 4 years ago? I went paintballing, and that's something I think, especially, well, I would say, like the Hun people that I'm cool with, they should go paintballing. But some people don't look like they want to be running around. Right, Cliff Bravo? You're giving me that workman trap here. I'll get Cliff some work real quick. But yeah. So and that's the fun. Like I spoke on the historical element. Some people like to use vacations to go research history. Yes, once again, all of our parts of the country, the north, the south, the east, and the west, and the center, all have some type of historical acumen that people like to flock to. Um, whether it's things in Boston, I don't know what they do up there. I bring up Boston. I don't like Boston. It's a sports thing. Forgive me. But yeah, there's cathedrals and in New York, or there's we got that Liberty Bell, Betsy Ross, Ben Franklin, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Um, you have a lot of historical. If you want to see some plantations, I guess you can go to the South. There's a couple plantations that sits up. There is a museum of the South that I would like to see. Um, it's a great idea to keep that stuff around. I know people get triggered when you try to remind them of things that happened in the past, but I guess that's tied into me getting into some feuds about this guy Glasses Malone's video called "Tupac Must Die." People are highly triggered about that, but I have to get that a shout because I think that was very interesting and very clickbait, very clickbait. Um, yeah, so yeah, if you want to see an actual Native American, you're going to have to hunt because they're few far in between. Unless you go to a casino, one of the reservations. But other than that, yeah, people used to take vacations to go to casinos. Las Vegas is definitely an attraction, a vacation attraction. Um, I've been. I would love to go back, particularly probably during a NASCAR race in Las Vegas. Other than that, yeah. So that's where we got. That's what we got going on with vacation. Uh, on purpose, I'm leaving out. People go to Miami, Atlantic City for mini vacations. Yeah, you know what? Sorta. What's happened is a lot of the places that's nearby Atlantic City have pretty much, I say nearby, like nearby states have started enacting gambling laws. So, like Delaware, Pennsylvania have not only casinos, but they also now have sports books. So it's kind of pulling away from the lure of Atlantic City. But Atlantic City does have beaches and coastal lines, so they have the boardwalk. They have the historic element. They do have a nice boardwalk where you have an amusement park there as well, and there are plenty of casinos in a row. And to revamp, they've added the outlets or the stores. You have Jay-Z. He has his 40/40 club. So yeah, Atlantic City still has pull before historical value. So it's nice to know. But yeah, I kind of left out Alaska and Hawaii on purpose. Sometimes I get confused as to are they American? Yes, they are American. I know people that go to Hawaii every year. I think it's redundant, but if it's that great, uh, yeah, why not? It's your money, it's your capital. You spend that money you earn, you use that time that you have wisely, and enjoy yourselves in these great places. Yeah. As I said before, if you have any other tourists or vacation spots, please feel free. So we're moving in to this day in history for vacation's sake. I know a lot of families just deals with this. So on this day, August the 1st, in 1961, the first Six Flags was open in Texas. So Six Flags is an amusement park over Texas was open. So nice large place, about 212 acres. Um, Basically, looping roller coasters is the main attraction when dealing with Six Flags. That year, the cost was $2.75 for an adult and $2.25 for a child. This is 1961, of course. Um, the park took $10 million to build. Hamburgers were 50 cents. So yes, this is very, very long time ago. But it's what separates Six Flags from, let's say, a Coney Island. The all-encompassing of the park, where people just can't walk up. So you have to enter. But it's nice to know when the parks were, when you enter, you paid. So today, if you go to a Six Flags, um, I don't know how much it costs. I just cash out a certain amount of money and these people go. So let's say $40 a person. And the parks have jumped in their what they offer, of course. Um, Different types of food. You also have rides for all ages. There are things that are indoors where you don't have to sit outside, but of course they want you to keep it moving. And so Six Flags, for the purpose of the park, uh, they're usually developed around a theme. So I know the Six Flags Great Adventure that's in New Jersey is around that Looney Tunes theme. Once they get and start licensing, you'll have rides that coincide with popular culture, things like Batman and Superman. So I guess they tied in with DC. I think Universal Studios is tied in with Marvel, and and parks kind of go in that route. So yeah. So that was this day, and of course, another vacation destination. So I would like to slide off of this topic, because this topic was I enjoyed the vacations. Like I said, um, even those on the rebroadcast. Yeah, let us know any vacation ideas that you may have, and or if you haven't done already. We try to provide some ideas of things that you can do. There's still time. Like I said, America, we have coasts, plenty of historical places, plenty of places with just trees and mountains, and plenty of that white water rafting. All those things that can be good, and we definitely um, enjoy our American culture of vacation culture. All right, so what's going on in the current culture? I have not, and I've never think about it actually this early. Dealt with the current presidential primaries. I feel as though it's a waste of time. I want the candidate. I rather they keep trying to sell me on what they're trying to do. You don't have to voice what you're doing versus somebody else. If I'm an informed American, I'm going to try to find out exactly what you're talking about. If I actually care, I got to start doing the quotes. If I actually care about getting the best person, then I should be taking a look at what you're talking about and doing what I can to make sure that I separate you from the rest. Unfortunately, a lot of Americans have took the easy way out, and we look for the news to tell us what's going on. So, let's say a month ago, a week, 2 weeks ago, whenever the first debate was, I heard Kamala Harris had a great debate, but then yesterday I'm hearing she had a terrible debate. So it is narrative. So when the narrative gets pushed, if people are not paying attention to the debates, like myself, you can end up hearing things that, hey, well, who's winning or who's losing? So I decided not to care. I keep myself out of that. It does not help me in any way decide with the debates. Now I'm at the time where I want them to keep saying what they got to say. Other than that, if nobody has any questions, this will be a shorter version of American Culture Topics. I said I didn't go out and promote this episode because we were trying to figure out exactly how we're going to deal with YouTube's change. I have an idea. And when Trap gets back off of assignment, we will try to unveil that. But until then, thank you for joining us on American Culture Topics, because we're here with liberty and justice for all. See you next week.